Six Sages Gaming is brought to you by GamersGauntlet.net. Check them out for all your single, sealed product, and playmats.
Hi guys, welcome to another Six Sages Deck Tech here with McQuestion, sponsored by Gamers Gauntlet. Bringing you a Bug Vlad control list. It's something I've been playing for a while here at our local scene. Gets to play all the sweet green, black, and blue cards that I like. Been a big fan of Vlad, so I'll be going over the card choices and the ruler and the stones a little bit, and then we'll take care of the sideboard and see what's up with that. Alright guys, so our ruler here is Vlad Tepes from Vingolf. I like playing this ruler mostly from the 2. Drain our opponent. Gives us a little edge against some of the control decks. It's an auto win con. We can just go through the game, just call a stone every turn, and eventually just drain our opponent out. I expected a lot of people to be playing mid-range rulers and control-style rulers with the new set, but everyone ended up just playing RR Red, so we unfortunately didn't get to play this much. We're going to go over the stones now. Played 4, the Black Silence, just the black-green stone. Just want to be able to cast our double black spells. All of our stones produce green to some extent. In addition to those, we have 4 of the Deep Wood, the blue-green stone. Want to cast our blue spells like Cheshire Cat, Harris out of the board. Sometimes if you have to, you cast that adambroli just because. Then our last 2 stones are going to be our Magic Stone of Dark Depths. These are the only stones that don't get hit by Gretel, and we're playing them just so we have the ability to cast Space Time, Cat, and Stoning to Death. So, under the 1-drops we have the new MVP for all of you people that want to play Control in Wall of Wind. It's 4 spike for all those Magic players out there for 1 green. Real good at shutting down the red deck's early plays and letting you temple them out of the game so that you can eventually turn the corner and start going from there. Up next we have Cheshire Cat. Everyone knows about this card already. Just a big house, just lets us filter through our deck, gives us the ability to draw and just block everything for days. So, on to the 2-drops, we have counter magic in the form of 2 absolute cake zones. Just lets us counter those random thunders, burn to cinders, split heaven and earths, anything. And we're going to try to draw a card because of Gretel. Zeke's more just counter magic, flexible spells that allow us to stay in the game longer so we can hit our 10 stones and just drain, drain, drain. We need a way to handle those creatures, so we've got these 4 Stoning to Death. Just catch all, kills anything that our opponent puts in front of us. The big addition to the deck that I love a lot is a Space-Time Anomaly. Blue-black, and then gives target J Resonator -5/-5 until end of turn, draw a card, and it's got Remnant. I hit a bunch of Shions with this. I've killed Primos with it. Just killed a bunch of different things with this. Allows us to be flexible. Then our last 2-drop is the famous Gretel. Since we're playing Vlad, we want to hit our stones and we want to be able to drain effectively, counter our opponent's spells, and just all around have a just faster turn than our opponent. Then the 3-drops we have 4 Exceed the Ancient Magic, just general counterspell. If we control Feasting, the Magus, we get to draw a card. And then we have Feasting herself, we have 4 of her. Her enter ability is just really important in this game right now, being able to stop our opponent's creatures from dealing damage to us. Her being a 5/7 means she blocks almost everything in the game, because people haven't really been playing Flames of the Outer World much, and just being a mana dork is great too. Then we have, you Magic players know him as Siege Rhino, but in this game, Sign of the Ancient Law. Just a 7/7 when he comes into play, drain 4. It's been really helpful. Allows us to battle back against the red decks and lets us just keep moving forward, and it turns out to be a clock some of the times. And then 2 adambroli. He's really good at just being a body, just an early threat. I had a match in where I went Cat into Gretel, adambroli Gretel, and an opponent just conceded because I was just so far ahead on value. Relevant things to note, the drain on the black part of his Incarnate abilities when he comes into play. Does kill your opponent with Alice in play, and at 1 life if they're playing Tree, so that's always good. Then last spell in the deck, playing a 1 of Dark Pulse. Just a catch-all against all the decks that are just trying to go low to the ground, hits Alice's World really well, and allows us to do some playful things like get opponents Lancelots and Rook Gigs when need to. And then every deck I build that's non-red just starts out with 1 Horn, 39 other cards. This allows us to recycle our deck and just keep the threats coming and just eventually grind our opponent out. On the sideboard, we have 1 Mephistopheles. In those mid-range control matchups, I wanted another threat that was able to just go over the top of what they were doing, and 4 mana 15/15 flying target attack was a really good thing, and people taking 500 damage to target him is not something they want to do in those types of matchups. Follow that up with 2 Maribel, the Steel Doll. Just a way to kill our opponent's Regalias, mostly the Orbs if you're playing against Reflect control decks, and the Earth Globe if you're playing against Primo control decks. Just slowing them down and not letting them do their shenanigans. 2 more Zeeks. We can bring those in the creature matchups and just slow our opponents down, cut like the cake zones in some of those matchups so we can just counter the spells that matter. 2 Glimpse of Kaguya. Again, this deck was built with the thought that Primo was going to be big, and I wanted to be able to counter the God's Art. It also counters random abilities that opponents will be using. Just overall, just a card that I think everyone should be playing if you can cast it. 2 Barrier of Shadows. We need to be able to beat the Ruler decks and the Regalia decks, so this is one of the ways that we slow them down until we can tempo them out of the game. 2 Hera. Those again for the Regalia-based strategies, and it's just a 2 mana 5/5. Allows us to draw a card and just stay in the game a little longer. And we have 2 Death Scythe for all the J-Ruler-based strategies. Allows us to stop them from keeping their guy around longer. And the second clause of removing 3 cards in our graveyard from the game to pick it back up is really good when we're in the long style grindy matchups where we can just remove the air from our deck, like the Gretels that are still there, random creatures that we don't need anymore. And the last card in our sideboard, just a general catch-all, Sendback. It's really hard to take Excalibur off the table or win through an Excalibur 2.0, the Leyline effect, so we just need a way to pick it up off the table and then counter it on the way down. This is really good at doing this. This also slows our opponents down who are playing Incarnate decks. They'll just try to jam a really big Incarnate creature, and we make them pick it up, and then they lose a bunch of tempo that way. So, overall, that's the Vlad deck. I've been playing it a while. I like it more than the Resonator-less Vlad decks and the just straight mono black lists. I think this one gives you a lot of play and just lets you do something other than just Vlad them. Vlad can be the backup plan in most games. So again, thanks for checking it out, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, and follow 6 Sages Gaming on YouTube, Facebook, and check out Gamers Gauntlet for all your essentials. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and leave us a comment with what you thought of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to 6 Sage Gaming and check out some of the deck spotlights, duel series, and Force of Community videos that are already on the channel. We also have a Facebook and a Twitter, so feel free to find us there. Lastly, if you have a deck that you would like featured in a video, be sure to drop us a comment below. Until next time, take it easy.